Hi YouTube friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead and the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences. And I'm here in my herb room, my herb storage for our little shop and clinic that's down in our small town. And I'm still finishing up getting it organized. I've got about half of my tinctures here and my infused oils, and I've got about 3/4 of my dried herbs on the shelf, and it's been so fun going through them, a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm gonna hop on here and talk about what is holistic herbalism. And I get asked that a lot. Like, you know, a lot of people come to herbalists and they just expect us to give them an herb for a condition. But if you are working as a holistic practitioner, then basically you're going to be asking some questions that are kind of outside of what most people get asked when they go visit a medical doctor. Sometimes, depends on the doctor. But a holistic herbalist is an herbalist or a person basically who works with medicinal plants, and also if you're an aromatherapist, as I am as well, I'm both an herbalist and an aromatherapist. I will also work with plant substances like essential oils to help support a person's body and bring it back into a balanced state. So if you think about disease for a moment, or when something's just wrong with you, generally speaking, your body's out of balance. There's something going on in the body that makes it not balanced. And there are different aspects to your body. It's not just your physical body. So holistic herbalists will look at the whole entire body and then help the client make some decisions and make some suggestions about different things to try. And often you're going to be looking at lifestyle, you're going to be looking at, you know, a number of different factors, as well as herbal and potentially aromatic formulations if the person is educated in both. One thing that a holistic herbalist will do is try to get to the root cause of the problem. So instead of just masking a symptom, you know, let's say you've got a headache. Well, here, just take a pill, okay? If you have chronic headaches, what a holistic herbalist will do is try to figure out what is actually causing the headaches. Is it tension from stress? Well, in that case, you work on the stress as well as the pain and the tension for the headache. So that's just a little example. But even with cold and flu, a lot of people will come up with their common cold and flu remedies and say these are just good for everything, right? And that is just not the case, because you're working with a specific individual, you're working with specific conditions that are presenting in that individual, and sometimes a form of a decongestant made with medicinal herbs and potentially essential oils might work for one person really well and not so well with another one. So holistic herbalists also help people figure out what is the best remedy for that person. Super, super important. Okay, I just can't stress that enough. Another thing that, and this is very important, another thing that a holistic herbalist will look at is the entire body. So when I say the entire body, we're talking about the terrain of the individual, the entire thing. So I always include spiritual health. That's massively important, whatever your belief system is. Spiritual health, some kind of faith practice is vital. Another one is emotional health. Emotional health and wellness means, how are your emotions? How's your stress level? How anxious are you? Are you able to sleep at night? Another one is your intellectual or your mental health. So if you're dealing with a person who has negative thoughts all the time and you're beating yourself up, that is going to present quite often in terms of physical ailments in the body. And then finally, of course, there's the body, like what's going on lifestyle-wise. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you dehydrated? Are you eating the right foods? All of these things are extremely important when it comes to determining what are the best things a person can do to get their body back into that state of healthy balance that we all want and we all desire. One thing I want to just mention too really fast, and this is going back to the faith aspect, is if you're trying to find an herbalist to go visit for an issue that you're having or a complaint, that you're having in your body, or if you want to learn herbalism from an herbalist. I personally feel, and this is after having taken courses and classes from, at least 8 to 10 different schools, both for aromatherapy and also herbalism. Faith is a major player. You have to, for me, my best experiences have been when I've gone to a school where there's alignment with my value system. And by the way, I'm a Christian herbalist, so I practice herbalism from the perspective of a viewpoint coming from a Christian. In other words, God created the plants. He created them perfectly for us. It's amazing. And he put them everywhere in the world, and they all come in a perfect little package of constituents and chemicals that work together beautifully. And when we use the whole herb, instead of taking one little active compound out and playing around with that, when we use the whole herb, we get the benefits of everything God put in that perfect little package for us. Anyway, I could go on and on about that. I feel very strongly about that. But value systems and a spiritual practice is hugely important. Some people like astrology. Some people like dancing under the stars, and some people like science and evidence-based approaches, which I'm kind of big on. And I feel like if you have your faith aspect in alignment with where you're learning or where you're visiting, if you're getting help from an herbalist, that is very, very, very important to the whole situation as well. So let's just talk about what happens when, and this is just quick, but when a client goes to see an herbalist. And by the way, notice that I said client and not patient, because herbalists aren't doctors unless they are, which is kind of rare. But when a client goes to visit with an herbalist, the client should be given an intake form, which can be rather lengthy, because if the intake form is done well, then all of these different parts of your body and your being are going to be asked about. And, so that way the herbalist can look at this and go, okay, well, here's a nice picture of this person's well-being or imbalances, and then can go to work from that point. So from that point on, then the herbalist, after discussing with the client and looking at the intake form, can actually make some really nice suggestions about herbal formulas. If the person is trained in aromatherapy or essential oil formulas, which, by the way, herbs and essential oils go so beautifully together. They really complement each other just wonderfully. Maybe there might be some aspect of working on mental health too, like your thinking. If the person is trained in life coaching, for example, that might be an aspect of holism that you want to take care of too. Stress levels, sleep, lifestyle changes are often going to be suggested. Different supplements that are outside of medicinal herbs may also be suggested, like using certain essential fatty acids or taking certain minerals like magnesium or potassium to help support the body. Those are just some examples. Oftentimes, the herbalist will actually custom formulate for a specific client something that they need to have. And that's always really fun. But doing that allows the herbalist to pick and choose the best herbs for that client and for that condition, and make sure that it's right. Anyway, I wanted to just get on here and talk about holistic herbalism, what it is, and why it's really a good thing to consider when you are dealing with different kinds of imbalances in your body. Go to the doctor, get a diagnosis, and get some advice. But if you want to really boost up your health and wellness and put some different aspects to your wellness and health that are natural and God-given, then I suggest also seeing a holistic herbalist or learning herbalism yourself. It is so empowering to learn herbalism. So our school, the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences, is a place where many people have gotten their family herbalist certification. They're working on apothecary work. I do teach both herbs and essential oils, so my students get aromatherapy and the chemistry that goes along with that as well. We're really big in phytochemistry at my school. So Anyway, I'll put a link in the description below. You can take a look at some of our popular courses, and I will be opening up my signature course, Ditch the Drugstore, and the Family Herbalist certification here pretty soon. So get on my newsletter list and stay tuned. Subscribe if you liked my video, and please do share this. All right, I'm Heidi Villegas. I am with Healing Harvest Homestead and the School of Botanical Arts and Sciences, and I love my plants. All right, stay tuned. I'll be putting together some more videos, especially as I get my apothecary reorganized and set up down here in our new clinic/shop. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.